Okay, today we are going to start rounding numbers to the nearest 10 and 100, and we're also going to round to the nearest 1,000 and 10,000. But just for this video and right now, we're going to start off small. So just like you saw in the video before, rounding to the nearest 10 and 100, they talked about that. So if I gave you the number 37, 37 only has two digits in the tens place and the ones place. I'm going to underline the digit in my tens place, and you can put an arrow to your ones place, which is what's going to help you round, or sometimes you'll see it circled. I like to put an arrow because that helps you know exactly where I'm looking. So we talked about, in the video, it said 5 and more. You're going to round 5 and above, you're going to round up, 4 and down, and less, you're going to round down. So I have a little saying that I like to teach my students that says 4 or less, let it rest. Meaning you're not going to do anything to it. The number stays the same. The underlying number stays the same. 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, up the score. Meaning your underlying digit, you're just going to go up one place value. Or not one place value, you're just going to go up one number in that same place value. So 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, up the score. What is 7? Is 7 going to be 4 or less, or is 7 going to be 5 or more? 7 is going to be 5 or more, so it means my underlying digit is going to go up. I'm going to go up one digit. So this becomes a 4, and this would become, everything after becomes a 0. So 37 is going to round to 40. So what about my number in my hundreds? Let's do 372. Let's just do that for an example. So 372, I'm going to round to the nearest 100. So I'm going to underline my hundreds place, and I'm going to put an arrow towards my tens place, or at my tens place. So that means I'm going to look at my tens place to decide what happens to my 3. Is 372 going to be closer to 300, or is 372 going to be closer to 400? 372. 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, up the score. 7 is more. It's going to be 5 or more. So this becomes a 4 for 400, and everything else becomes a 0. Because if this was on a number line, 372 would be closer to 400 than it would be to 300.